Hello, my name is Ethan Boehm, and here's my client-side web development exam, or midterm. So it says you must appear on screen at the start, but not the duration. So I'll turn it off for now, I guess. If it needs to come back on, I will. So the first thing with your HTML template HTML file on the screen is explaining to them. Tell me why they're there and why you chose the way it's fine. So I'm gonna use my uh HTML and CSS from scratch Super U assignment, because this one, there's a lot of information here and I feel like it's gonna be easy to explain and it will work. So let's see. Doc type HTML. The doc type HTML basically just informs the browser of the version of the HTML. Um, the HTML tag, the root element includes all this. So all this information, that's the HTML tag. The language is English. It defines the language of the website. The header is for the metadata links to style sheets and scripts. So for example, this links to our CSS file, and if we wanted a JavaScript file, we would link it here. Meta character set, just the character encoding for the website. The title tag. Title is just the title this is the title tag, the title that's shown on the browser's tab. So this right here, it would be Omar Horn, aka Dolphin Man. That'd be right here because it's the title. Style sheet link. Here's a style sheet link. This links to our CSS file, which is right here. Meta author, just meta information. So metadata. So I'm the author, just to help, meta description of the page. Again, this is not visible in the HTML file because it's not in the body tag. Keywords of the page, what to expect. Appropriate comments. You can see the comments here. The body is the start of everything that will be visible on the HTML or the website. Everything in the body will be visible on the website. Appropriate IDs. We do appropriate IDs here. We have an ID here. Accomplishments. We want to be able to name the sections and know what we're looking at. So our section is accomplishments. Dolphin Man's accomplishments. Section ID skills. This is for our skills section. The footer, the bottom of the page. This section ID is quotes. There's quotes here. Appropriate classes. So we have accomplishments sections here. There's accomplishments here. And I think we had another. Did we have another one? I don't think I did. Okay. And then let's see, area role. So our role right here, we have a role for our navigation. This nav part is the role, it's navigation. So it's basically what it's supposed to do or what its purpose is in the actual the HTML. We have area role, area header. We have a header. This is a header, so it's basically just the title of the section or the footer or even the nav, anything. So this is the header. This is the header. Um, you know, the header. This is the top of the page. I don't know if it's asking like that, like this header or just like a header like this. I mean, I'll explain them both. This is just the top of the page. This is basically the title, the main part, of what it's going to be about. This is the header. These can be used to describe sections, section titles. So like, for example, here, this is a section and this is the header, and this is the header title for that section. This is the header at the top of the page. So like, the title of the page. So for example, like this right here, this is like a header kind of. Area nav, we have our nav place here. The nav is a section for links. Area main, primary content of the page. So our main is right here. This will be in the middle. This will be the main content. The footer, bottom of the page. I have quotes there. Area section. Section, just used to group content as relatable. So section ID accomplishments, we group all the accomplishments. Section ID skills, we group all the skills together. Section favicon. So we have our favicon. This is a favicon right here, this little image. We have our link to our favicon file right here, which is inside the repository and formatted for readability. So that's number one. And then, okay. So what I'm gonna do is this to make it easier. I think I can just copy and paste this right here. Okay, yeah. Okay. So this is number two. I'm just gonna like do it like this. Use to group relatable content, nav, section for links, row, an element, wait, the purpose of an element in the website, the main, again, primary content of the website. All right. And then the next one, explain what's happening in the CSS snippet in figure 2. Okay. So basically what this is, it's just a CSS reset so that it stays consistent no matter the browser you're on. So basically you're not going to get one thing on a different browser and then another on another. This makes it so it stays consistent no matter the browser. I'll explain these right here. The margin, it removes any default margining around the element. It's just so you know, it's again, basically this is all for consistency throughout the whatever browser you're using. Padding, removes default padding for the layout. The fonts or the border, it removes the border. Basically, all these three right here are just removing any default, browsers, margin, padding, or border, whatever they have set. It just removes that and sets everything to default. Font size, obviously sets the font size, and font inherit. It ensures the font sizes and the styles that are inherited from the browser to stay consistent. And for specific font differences, it makes it so everything looks good and the layout is good. Vertical align baseline, it just aligns the elements and with the baseline of the text. So yeah. And then explain the purpose and give an example of the uses of the element, ID, and class. Okay, so basically, let's see. So we'll do element first. Let's see an element here. Actually, we'll go here. So I mean, this right here, this is an element selector. We're selecting the header, and it's changing the font of it. It's changing the background color. It's aligning the text to the center, and it's adding space to the. Sorry, just drink some water. It's adding space inside the border. So that's an element selector. Now an ID selector, I don't have that here, but we can, I can add one. Basically, if I wanted to change the ID, I can just copy and paste this actually, and I can just go like this, and then let's say, wait, I can just open this right. Yeah, okay. So this ID right here, let's say I wanted to change the accomplishments section. I would copy this right here, change this. There, accomplishments, because that's what the section is called, and confirm from the changes. And that would change the accomplishment sections because we're using an ID selector, so we're selecting it from the ID of the section. And the last one is the class selector. Again, the class selector just uses the class. So let's see, for example, let's go back. Where is okay, right here. Okay. So this, again, I mean, I could, do it like this. Um, this class section right here, I would go down, or let's just copy and paste this again. Go down here, and I can do dot complement section. And this can also be used to, like, for example, if you have a button or something, this can be used. That's easy to select the buttons. You can change the look of it, whatever you want really. And then, if you wanted to combine them all, you could do this. So you do, uh, where is it? You do this. You could do this right here. And then we need the accomplishment section that uses the ID. That's that. And then we need the oh wait, this that. Oh no, that did not. I don't want to copy. Okay. And then, then we need the element selector. So the element we're gonna be using is, we'll change the header. Why not? So here we have our ID selector, our element selector, and our class selector. And, obviously all our changes that we're going to be making. So that's that. I don't know if I should explain. I could probably just do that, yeah. Is this 3? Oh yeah, okay. No, it's 4. Okay. So element. Um. Oh yeah, I should. Yeah, I should explain this. Targets everything. In the HTML elements. So everything that you're going to be using in that element. So the header, it'll target everything in the header. ID targets a single element that has an ID, usually just a single one, because you're not going to give two things the same ID. Class targets one or multiple elements. Multiple elements, if you have multiple buttons or whatever. Uh, if you want to change the look of the buttons, you do the dot button or whatever. So, I mean, I think this is everything I need. These are all the answers to this. Oh, and let me add this with a class element. So, and for example, I'm just gonna explain it. So it needs to have this, or you're not gonna be able to select it because there's no class element. So for the ID part, it needs to have an ID part because you're not gonna be able to select it without an ID. And then I think that's everything I wanted to explain. So I don't know if I have to come back on camera, but yeah, I think that's everything. Yeah, that's everything in the assignment. So I'll save this and then